which means if we can learn them, then we can learn how to overcome them, right? Okay. So do you remember when you were little and you felt invincible, like you could do anything? Like my granddaughter says, me do it, me do it. I think part of the reason that kids feel invincible is because they're constantly trying new things. Think about it. Everything is new to a kid, right? Walking is new to a kid. Everything. Because they haven't lived long enough to experience much. It's only as you get older and you try something new and then you have a bad experience that you now project that bad experience onto the new experience. And so therefore you get a fear of trying new things. So it's time we take our personal power back, right? How many of y'all want to be invincible? Good. It's a great word, but what does it mean? Right? I looked it up. It says invincible means to be too powerful to be defeated or overcome. Well, today is the day that we are going to find your invincible superwoman power. Who is ready to become invincible again? Good. All right, so let's talk about being invincible from a selling perspective. It means you're willing to be brave and try new and scary things, because the only way to become brave is to make brave attempts, right? I know how scared I was when I first started my Mary Kay business, and this is for the second time. My very first party, I like worked myself up into a frenzy, and when I do that, I get colitis, nicely put, diarrhea. And so my first party, I think the woman thought I was trying to rob her medicine cabinet because I kept having to excuse myself to go to her bathroom. It took me 4 hours to hold that party. And I want to walk you through some simple but powerful steps that I have taken over the years to get my brave back. Are you ready? Okay. Being scared is a matter of focus on a negative emotion or thought and projecting it onto a future situation, right? So we all agree on that. Because you're thinking about, oh my gosh, if this happens, if this happens, how come we're so clear at visualizing the worst, right? Well, that would mean that having faith is a matter of focus on a positive emotion or a positive thought and projecting it onto a future situation. So you see, if you pointed to me and laughed and told me that my hair was green, it really wouldn't bother me because I know the truth. My hair is not green. It's been a lot of colors, but it is not green. Okay, so the truth sets you free. That's what God's word says. So what is the truth about what we do in Mary Kay? Number one, do we not have incredible products? Right. Number two, we focus on building relationships and allow women to try before they buy. Who wouldn't want to do that? Three, we make women feel better about themselves, do we? Exactly. Four, we educate people on how to use the products and not just selling them something they don't need. Who wouldn't want to be educated? And five, we have a great company that focuses on enriching women's lives. Is there anything in that list that is bad for somebody? No. Is there anything that someone wouldn't appreciate? No. So my friend, National Sales Director Sharon Buck says, when she starts going down that mental spiral of doubts, she has a piece of paper on her desk that says lies on one side and truth on the other. She just draws a line down the center of the paper, but lies, truth. And then under the lies, she writes down what she has been thinking, the negative, and then she goes to God's word, which is truth, and writes down a scripture or a truth to dispute that. The truth will set you free. Now, are there things that you cannot control? Somebody has a reaction to the product. Somebody's had a bad experience. Now, I went to held a Mary Kay party, and this woman was just so negative against me. Like, I was like, see, to me, it's a challenge. When somebody's sitting there like this, I'm like, I'm going to win her over. She was not to have been won over. And at the close, she said, I would never buy anything from you. I'm like, why? And she said, because a lady in a pink car hit me one time. Like ran into her car. And I said, well, a guy in a brown car hit me, but it doesn't mean that anybody drives a brown car I don't like. I wasn't the one that hit you. And she just kind of paused and said, you're right. I mean, sometimes people just come in with a preconceived notion. I don't know what their deal is, but there's things you can't control. And so you have to focus on what you can control. All right, so let's go through what you can control and give you some tips on how you can overcome your fear. All right, except my notes are screwed up here, so give me just a second. Okay, it helps to number your pages before you start. Okay, the more prepared you are, the more powerful you are, which obviously I was not prepared. Okay, competence breeds confidence. So eliminate the distractions that steal your confidence. If you know the dress is a little snug, don't wear it to your party. Because all night long you're thinking, does this make me look fat? Is it riding at my rear end? I mean, you're thinking that the whole time. Wear your beauty coat. I challenge you to wear your beauty coat every day for a week while you're running errands and see if you don't get some people who respond to you. 2, get a system to pack for your parties. Know where things are. Shore up your weaknesses. Like I learned never to leave the table. I go with washcloths wet and hot. Never leave your table. Use the flip chart. You guys, having a word-for-word script makes so much sense. That's why even when the company didn't have a flip chart, I have a flip chart. Because I know me, when women are nervous, we talk about gynecological things. We talk, really? We can't stand a little silence in the air. So we talk about things that we should never talk about. Next, pre-profile. Because the more you know someone or feel like you know someone, the more comfortable you feel with them, right? That's the point of pre-profiling. I mean, all you have to do is ask, are they normal, dry, or are they combo oily? That's not really the point of pre-profiling. The point of pre-profiling is to build a relationship on the front end so that they feel like they know you, you feel like you know them, you're much more comfortable at your party. And then practice in front of the mirror. You guys, I can remember standing there when our flip chart was like big, like bigger than your body. And you would do this flip chart and you would smile and you would turn. And I had little smiley face stickers on the pages to remind me to smile. Practice in front of the mirror. And then when I come home from my party, I would write down things that I wanted to fix. Focus on fixing. Focus on getting better. Next, have a good sense of humor. Learn to laugh at yourself. I remember back in the days when I forgot my starter kit. It was back when they looked like chemistry sets, had all the little tubes in them. And we were taught that people buy with their eyes. So I put a full set in the center of the table and I called Joe and said, please hurry, I forgot my starter kit. I need you to bring it before we get to foundation or everybody's gonna be in a bronze. Because it was all I had in my display. And they were all white women. Okay, so, next is if you know the why behind what you do, you're more likely to do it. See, I'm a freedom of choice kind of girl. So as soon as you tell me I have to do something, every cell in my body goes, oh no, I don't. So, but if you tell me why I would need to do something, then I'm sold out. I'm 100% sold out. So I'm gonna demonstrate, how many of you would like me to demonstrate how to warm chat somebody? Okay. Now being as, I can't walk away from the podium here. So being as my mom was in Mary Kay before I got in. She was a national, well, she wasn't a national sales director when I got in. Yeah, she was. She was a national sales director when I got in. My great aunt Dot was a Cadillac driver. My aunt Leah and my cousin Tony were all in Mary Kay before I got in Mary Kay. So I had to start off with strangers. And the only people I knew that weren't on Mary Kay were my in-laws. And to this day, Joe and I'll be married 34 years tomorrow. My in-laws have purchased zero from me, okay? But I'm cuter, happier, and richer, so there you go. But I had to learn how to warm chat and make conversations. Now, much to your surprise, probably, I am an introvert. Very much an introvert. I'm confident and I'm outspoken as far as what I feel, but I am not the type to talk to everybody. That's my husband. He could talk to a tree and it would answer back. Okay, so I'm the one who reads a book in the corner. Here's how I meet people, and I took my daughter-in-law out the other day and showed her how I did this, and I just got a name yesterday doing this. So here's what I do. If I can hold, I'm going to give you the why behind it, okay? So if I can hold your eye contact for 2 seconds, I'm going to ask you. Now, you go 2 seconds? Yes. 2 seconds may sound like a little amount of time, but it's a short amount of time for somebody who has no confidence. So like if I look at you and you immediately break my eye contact, I'm not going to ask you because more than likely your answer is going to be no. All right. Secondly, I reach out. Okay, so I'm going to give you all the motions. I reach out and I say, excuse me. Excuse me is universal for stop. Because you don't know if your hair's on fire, if you've got toilet paper hanging on the back of your skirt. You just don't know what it means. So everybody stops when you say, excuse me. And the third is I am upfront, okay, about my fear. And the fourth is I'm very upfront about what I want. I never want anybody to take me as ingenuous. Like, I don't want to give you a compliment. Now, I'm not saying this is the way you have to do it. I'm just saying this is what I have to do. I do not want to give you a compliment and then turn it into Mary Kay because I don't want you to think the compliment was really just a ruse to get you into Mary Kay. So I'm going to tell you up front. All right? So here I go. I look at you. You look back at me and I'll say, excuse me. I couldn't help notice you. My name is Julie Weaver, and I would kick myself if I didn't say something to you before I passed you by. I'm a professional image consultant with Mary Kay, and I would love to pay you in free product if you would let me feature your face in my before and after portfolio. Here's my name and number. Not my card. Here's my name and number. Do you mind if I jot down yours and call you sometime when I get an opening? Like I'm really busy. Okay, did you get that? That works for me as a new consultant, and it works for me today. You guys, people want to do business with people who are busy. So don't act like you have all the time in the world. Now, that's how I warm chat. Let me give you a demonstration of how I book and the why behind it. Now, let me just tell you, after you get someone's name, 24 to 48 hours is your key window to getting her. Because if you wait much longer than that, she doesn't remember you. And somebody's talked to her about it. Because here's how I look at it. Whether she says yes or she says no, my job as a child of the King is to make people feel better, to be his love, okay? And so I know this about what I say, is she cannot go home without telling somebody that somebody asked her to be a model. Whether she said yes to me or no to me, right? Because it's a compliment. So that's why when I know, I'm gonna call them with the 24 to 48 hours. So here we go, we're on the phone. And I'm gonna walk you through the anatomy of a good booking script. I wanna give you the why, the bones behind how to book anyone. Are you ready? Are y'all ready? Okay, good. I can't see a thing out there. So, you gotta give me some love, right? Okay, so first thing, number one bone. Introduce yourself in a professional manner. That's bone number one. I'm gonna tie them all together for you. Number two, ask for permission of time. Number three, get a short yes by reminding her where you met her. So you gotta get a yes right away. Number four, romance and tell her what's in it for her. 5 is a choice of two times dates. And 6, turn it into a group appointment. okay? I'm gonna sew it up for you. Here's the anatomy. So if you know the why, you know the anatomy, then you can take that anatomy and you can write any script for any situation, right? That's how my brain works. So I would say, ring, ring, ring. I'd say, hello, Susie. Is this Susie? And she says, yes. And I'll say, this is Julie Weaver, professional image consultant with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I met you yesterday. In the produce department of Kroger's and told you that I would love to pay you to be a face model. Do you have just a minute, or did I catch you in the middle of family time? Oh, yes. No, I've got a minute. You see how I did that? I introduced myself, I reminded her, got the quick yes, and then I got permission time. Great, Susie, let me tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna treat you to America's best-selling brand, facial skincare, color cosmetics. You're literally gonna be able to see and feel a difference between one side of your face and the other. I know, like right that day. Then we're gonna design a glamour look for you to use, and I'm gonna take an after picture. It's gonna be so much fun, and then I'm gonna pay you $10 in free product for allowing me to feature your face in my spring portfolio. Is afternoons or evenings better for you? She says, well, I work during the day. Would a lunch hour makeover or a happy hour right after work better for you? Oh, after work, great. I have next Tuesday or Thursday. Which would be better for you? Tuesday, great. 6:30 or 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock. Okay, great. I'm so excited, Susie. Next Tuesday, 7 o'clock. We are going to have so much fun. And you know, Susie, being as you don't know me, that this is turning it into the group, being as you don't know me very well, you might feel more comfortable asking a couple of your girlfriends over. You know, it's always more fun to do this in a group anyway, because they're going to tell you either you look good or girl. So, would you like to invite a couple of girls? And that way, I'm going to give you an additional $10 for every person that you have there with you. Do you follow me? The anatomy. Know the anatomy. Because you guys, this business is a skill-based business. When you take time to learn how to do something correctly, then you could transfer the skill to whatever situation that you're in. It's when you don't know the skill that you get caught with your pantyhose down all the time. People tell me all the time, gosh, Julie, I just wish I had a little mini Julie Weaver sitting on my shoulder. See, the reason that I know it is because I've done it over and over and over. Now, here's what I know. When you ask someone and they say no, it's not near as ugly, it's not near as hurtful as what I say to myself when I chicken out. Would y'all agree?
Yes.
Like nobody has ever talked to me the way I've talked to me. You wimp, what in the world made you think you could do this? Oh, good grief, you're such a coward. You just mumble all over. You know, I'm going on this whole thing. Do y'all do that? Like you go down the grocery store and you got your eye on this girl, and you go down the other aisle. Like you are not even grocery shopping, you are in the zone. And then you know you're on the last aisle and you've got to ask her, and by this time she knows you're stalking her. All right. You guys, faith is a muscle. And like any other muscle, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So it's important that we work at being invincible every day. Consistency is the key to conquering your fears. You cannot leave this arena, this conference, and go home and do exactly what you've always done. Because if you don't put what you're learning to work within 24 hours, the likelihood of you ever putting it to work is slim. All right, let me talk to you about systems of working to be invincible. This is a revelation that changed my life, and it was to make my to-do list. How many of y'all, like, it is not 6 things. It is 66 things you have to do every day, right? Is anybody else like, if I just had 6 things, I would think, what in the world happened? Okay, so I have all this list of stuff to do. Now, here was the key. Do you get paid on results or do you get paid on effort?